My brilliant moment was when I was sitting in a course through Landmark Education, and the brief was to do a community project. And I thought about all the women over the past few years who have asked me to make them a hat because they're going through chemotherapy. And I thought, actually, why don't I do a workshop for these women who are undergoing hair loss to come and make their own hat, and to have it in an environment which is fun and creative and empowering. And that's when I came up with Hat Over Heels. My name is Saha MacArthur. I'm a milliner. I have two labels, Saha Millinery and Ugly Lovely. And I also run workshops for women who are undergoing hair loss to come and make their own hat. And these are called Hat Over Heels. So for me, my stand in the world is clear. I want to have everybody in the world be connected to their own beauty. So that's what drives me, my stand in the world, and I'm not going to stop until I do it or I die. So what's challenging? So for example, when it came to doing Hat Over Heels, I suddenly had to design and make hats for women with no hair. The challenging thing was, I don't know what that's like. So from a practical aspect, what does it feel like to wear a hat when you don't have any hair? You know, do the hats have to be padded? Do they have to be warm? You know, what do they need to be like? So from a practical aspect, those were the kind of questions I had to find out. But also, just in the way of being sensitive to these women who are coming to my workshop, I don't know what it's like to be in their shoes. I don't know what it's like to go through chemotherapy or alopecia. So I think it's that kind of sensitivity that was, just to be aware of that, but not sort of overdo it, and how to tread that basically. A lady called Lynn, she came into the workshop and she was beautiful. She had what looked like a full head of hair. And it turned out it was a wig, and she was fine for the first few minutes. But then when it came to the part where the women had to try on the sample hats to see what style they wanted to make, she suddenly got really hesitant, and I could feel her just sort of, going sort of small, and she said, I'm never without my wig. She said, I came here because I want to be able to wear a hat without my wig. But now it comes to it, no one ever sees me without my wig. My husband doesn't. I do the hoovering in my wig. And she just felt really, really uncomfortable being in a large space with all these people that she didn't know. So there was a few awkward moments where she was taking off her wig and trying these hats on. But then quite quickly, after a few minutes and then throughout the course of the day, she started just getting really comfortable and really relaxed, and was just really having fun with what she was doing, and with getting creative and things like that. And I would just see her like walking across the room, with no wig, no hat, just completely just herself and natural, and just actually looking confident and beautiful, and that was just really, really a lovely, amazing moment for me. And actually the most amazing moment came when 2 weeks later I was watching the video of the footage that we'd shot on that day, and it came to her bit, and I recognised her voice, but the camera angle was just her hands. They were just holding her hat, which I thought was understandable. And as the camera sort of the angle came up and it came to her face, then there she was, without her hat, without her wig, just completely confident and comfortable with no hair in front of the camera. And that to me was amazing, because this could be potentially seen by millions of people, and that was how she felt on that day. That was how comfortable she felt. So for me, that was probably one of the most beautiful moments of my career. Where I'd like to go next with Hat Over Heels is to turn it into a social enterprise, to get more funding to do it again, to take it worldwide. And You know, and both this and with my label Ugly Lovely are really all about finding beauty in the unconventional. So, you know, this goal which I have, which is really to just spread the beautification, you know, everywhere. So for every single person to be in touch with their own beauty, to really have that realised. And of course, my specialist way of doing that is through hats.